All right, well, it is 7:45, and since I started the MotoVlog, I have picked up a new hobby, and that is pickleball. It is taking the world by storm, and I have jumped on the bandwagon, and I am hooked. I've never talked about pickleball before on this vlog, but it's like a huge part of my life now. I think I'm like a 3.5, maybe a 4. So I think that goes to show how much pickleball I've played in the last 2 years. I've made a poor decision and I've decided to ride my bike to pickleball, so I am not equipped for motorcycle riding. As you can see, I am wearing shorts, but I take my pickleball serious. I mean, look at these shoes. Those are game-winning shoes right there. This is actually my second set of A6 shoes, pickleball shoes, tennis shoes. I burned through my last pair in a year and I'm on to my second, so I sometimes play pickleball with the guys at work, and I also play pickleball with a group of people that I met at the gym, and they play weekly, even during the winter, that they'll go to a church and they'll play in the gymnasium there. I don't know if any of you guys play pickleball, but it's time to get into it. Stop denying it. You're seeing the courts pop up everywhere. Get out there, give it a try. Maybe we should do like a motorcycle pickleball combo night. Call it Moto Pickle. I don't know. Ooh, I wish I could see the stoplight. Yeah, this is a real bad idea. These high pipes with the shorts on. Real bad idea. I was looking over tires for my motorcycle because I have been wanting a pair of dual sport tires so I can go off-roading with this. Nothing crazy, but get on some dirt trails without having to worry about hurting my bike, losing traction, stuff like that. And it's kind of a complicated subject, at least for this bike. Like, I guess the sizes are a little confusing, and then availability's the worst. Like, everybody wants those Continental TKC 80s, yet you can't find them anywhere. Some guy on the phone told me today that they are discontinued, which would be a big bummer because those are the tires I originally wanted. But then I was looking through all the other tires, and it's hard because I call a dealership and I'm like, hey, I want these tires, and they're like, yeah, we got them in stock. Oh wait, we only got the rears in stock. And that's how it is for every single dealership. But I did find a dealership. It had a couple sets of some good options, and I think their installs are pretty cheap as well. The only problem is they're about an hour and a half from here. And I don't know if I want to do that, especially because I went and double checked my tires I currently have on here, and the front tire is from 2014. That is a 10-year-old tire. Some of you are probably like, that's not a big deal, but you're supposed to replace your tires at least every 5 years. I mean, I'm no mathematician, but that's double, I think. Anyways, I gotta get some new tires. It's kind of hard because it's not really in the budget, and then whatever it costs to install them on the bike, which isn't terrible, but that's a chunk of change I don't have right now. So if you're watching this video, you're like, I feel bad for this motorcyclist. He really needs to get a new front tire, otherwise he's gonna just crash his bike here on the road soon, and then he's gonna stop making vlogs, and then I'm not gonna have anything to watch. Donate to me. I don't know how you're gonna do that, but do it. That guy scared me. It is like really nice weather. I'm hoping those clouds don't bring in a storm because that's gonna suck driving home, and it's also gonna suck playing pickleball. There have been a couple times that we've played pickleball, and out of nowhere, it is just like a hurricane, and there's literally nothing you can do because you're playing with basically a wiffle ball. Old Faithful!
Old Faithful!
I've got muscle memory. I'm so used to going to the gym on my motorcycle in the evening that I could have taken a much faster way to this park that we play at. Gotta get my leg away from that exhaust because it's toasty. Let's see how many red lights I can hit. Oh, frick. I have an energy drink in my backpack I wanted to crush before I started playing because we play for about 2 hours, and caffeine usually takes about an hour to hit your system. So I wanted that caffeine to hit me in the second hour, and now I'm not even gonna be able to get any of it in before we play. Puppy, he's mad. Them Great Pyrenees, man, they gotta guard their territory. Look at these little Suron babies. Oh, look, it's me. Sick. I like to park this where I can see it because all these kids try to mess around with my bike. Front and center. Well, it's time to make some people cry. Okay, well, I was not wrong. I'm about to get blown away on my way home. At least it's not raining, though. Whew, that was rough playing pickleball. That was just a joke. Well, that was fun. At least it was cool. It gets hot when you play in the summer, but when it gets windy like this, it's just like pointless. I lose all motivation to even try, and I'm sure my teammates really don't like playing with me. Oh, that's so windy. I'm trying to do this dang buckle on my backpack, and it's not going in. Holy jeez. Oh my gosh, what is the freaking deal? This wind is not helping. Oh, did I get it? I got it. I don't think I've ever really put anything in my vlogs riding at night. I don't know if it's worth it. I don't live anywhere that has a lot of lights, so you won't be able to see a whole lot, I don't think. Ooh, CyberTruck. Cute. This is pretty windy. I'm getting pelted by little rocks that are in the wind. That's how windy it is. I don't know if you can tell from all the wind that's probably in my mic. Crazy. All right, so it's been about a week and a half since I filmed anything, and it's just been one of those things. Once I learned that my front tire was 10 years old, I was a little nervous to ride it. I looked at it, there was some cracking going on. I really should have inspected it better before I started riding the bike, but I didn't. So I was a little skeptical riding my bike. But here we are a week and a half later, and I have new tires on my bike. I'll show you what they look like here a little later, but they are just some budget options that should get me through maybe a couple summers. I ended up going with Shinkos 705s. They are built for 80% on-road, 20% off-road, which sounds about like what I would do. Maybe in the future I'll get some 50/50s, but for now that sounds great. So there's a lot of things to take into account when you're looking at tires. A lot of things that I wasn't aware of. Before, I used to have radials on this thing, but typically you're not supposed to put inner tubes with radials, at least that's what I understand. But I have spoked wheels, so you have to have inner tubes. So I had tubes, I had tubeless radials. And so trying to find a new set of tires was difficult because I didn't really know what to be looking for. If you don't know what bias or radials are, let me give you my rudimentary understanding of it. Bias construction means that the tire is all one piece, making it a thicker, stiffer tire. So bias tires, I guess, are a little more old school, but I guess they overheat, especially when you want to go fast or when you're on a bike that makes a lot of power. So that's why they came out with radials. Radials are a two-piece construction where the sidewalls are a little flimsier than the tread, so that when you are making a tight turn, the sidewalls will flex and the tread will stay on the ground, which is super interesting. Typically with bias tires, they're meant for heavier bikes, so cruisers, things that go slower, things like that. Bias tires don't last as long because they are a softer material, but they are thicker, so they can technically go off-road. If you're gonna go off-road, bias is the better option. Bias tires are also pretty inexpensive compared to radials, and that was another big factor in why I went with bias. Like I said, I am on a budget, so I had to keep things cheap. It was kind of nice though. These tires, I don't know what you think of Shinkos, but they have mixed reviews online. The Triumph dealership won't even order Shinkos. They don't like them that much. But from what I've read online, a lot of people have gone Shinko for years and love them. Other people have had problems, but it sounds like for the most part, they had problems at the get-go, and now they're solid. So it's pretty nice because they're super affordable. For the set, it was 166 bucks, which is awesome. And then getting them installed is a whole nother bear. I mean, I called so many different places and asked, hey, how much to install tires? And they always ask, is it gonna be on the bike or not? I'm like, well, yeah. I don't have a jack to get both wheels off at the same time. And the price difference between taking it off the bike and just bringing the wheels in is night and day. Most people quoted me over $200 to do the rear and over like $140 for the front tire, which is insanity. Other places will charge between $40 and $60 if you just bring the wheels in and have them put the tires on and balance it. It's nuts. So I went to Harbor Freight and I got myself a little motorcycle lift and I took the wheels off myself, and here we are a couple days later. I'm kind of bummed because when I was looking at tire sizes, I was just looking at the stock sizes online. I didn't check to see what I already had on my bike, and whoever had this bike last upgraded the back wheel to be a 150/70 when stock is 130/80. So stock is much more narrow, which kind of stinks because it looks a whole lot better with that 150 back there. It takes up some space and it just looks good. I also got a different size for the front. The front on this had the stock size before, which was like a 190/19, and I went to a 110/80/19. Reason being is because that size is way more popular than the stock size. I was worried that it wouldn't fit with the fender, but when I installed them yesterday, it seems to fit just fine. I eventually want to do a high mount fender kit, but that'll be in the future. I will say these tires feel super weird compared to my last tires. Like, I feel like when I'm on a turn, they kind of pull me the opposite direction. I don't know if that's normal for new tires or maybe dual sports, but they just feel like they grab the road and I gotta fight them a little bit. I also did a job on this bike. Oh, that was some good buckling. I did another job on this bike that I've been meaning to do for a while now. This must have been a California compliant bike, which means that they get these charcoal evap canisters. I really don't understand what they do. The breather hose for the gas tank connects to it, as well as a bunch of other tubes that go up into the throttle bodies, and I'm guessing it filters out that air and then the throttle bodies can draw from it when it needs it. And I have learned that you don't really need it. People say it doesn't really affect the bike, so why take it off? Most people just say, well, it's 2 pounds of junk I don't need, so they just chuck it. I was thinking that maybe it was part of the reason I'm getting that weird sound, which I still haven't figured out. But I took off the canister and tested, and I still get that sound, so it must just be another leak somewhere else within the bike. Yeah, I'm not used to my tires having so much grip. It's crazy. Here's hoping the guys at the shop inflated my tires properly, because I haven't checked the tire pressure. Anyways, there's a bunch more stuff I could tell you, but I literally talked the entire way to work, and that is gonna make for an extremely boring vlog. So I will just have to update you guys on some more things going on later. I think I'm happy with these tires. I rode them on my dirt road out of my house, and the difference in traction is night and day. but still getting used to the whole grabbing the road and pulling me feeling. Let's hope these Shinkos hold up. Let's see, there's the stock size. Much narrower compared to the 150s, but a little more aggressive, so I can at least do a little off-roading. Kind of cool. And then back here, under here, is where that Evap canister used to be. When I got the bike, it was basically falling off and being held on by one zip tie, so I just don't want that thing falling off down the road somewhere, so it is gone. Well, I'll see you after this. So I don't think I've ever mentioned it before, but I am a videographer for Lifetime Products. If you don't know what Lifetime Products is, you all probably own one of their products, to be honest. It's tables, chairs, kayaks, coolers, play sets, sheds, you name it. Plastic and metal manufacturer here in Utah. Super cool company to work for. I'm probably going to talk about them a little bit more later this week because we've had some really crazy stuff going on. But I am a videographer for them. They have a team of about 5 or 6 videographers, and I am in charge of the assembly channel. So if you ever get a Lifetime product, chances of you needing to assemble that product are pretty high, and if you watch a video, I am probably the one who made it. So sorry, or you're welcome. You can take one of those. So my days when I go to work are pretty nice because I usually just show up to shoot, and then they are allowing me to work from home when I edit. So I go in to shoot, I go home to edit. So the majority of my time spent is at home, which is really nice. I had one of my buddies there looking at my bike because I found out he rides a Triumph Street 400, which I had no idea he rode. And we'll have to go on some rides here soon. But he wanted to take a look at the Scrambler. He's never seen it before, so he came and checked that out. Oh, time to test out the wet road. Sticky here. See how it feels. I'm nervous. Well, that made my legs wet, that's for sure. Well, before I sign off, I guess I can show you what I've been doing. There is the motorcycle lift I got. Works great. Like it a lot. Except I didn't really know exactly where to position it because it wants to line up perfectly with my oil filter right here, and it sticks out a little lower than everything else, which I don't want to put the weight of the bike on the oil filter. So it kind of was on here squap-a-jaw, but it worked. Is my chain loose? I might use a little tightening. Also, remember when I tightened these bolts with my drill, I just like 1 or 2 clicks? Yeah, that was a bad idea. I stripped the heads out of both of those bolts, the original bolts. I had to replace them with these yesterday, which sucked. And then this is the Evap canister. Apparently you don't need it like at all. All it entails is taking this bracket off, disconnecting a electrical wire here, couple tubes. Here's the tubes, pull all that out. You cap off the inlets on the throttle bodies with just some plugs. And then you just tape off the cable since it serves no purpose now. People were saying that it throws codes if you don't put a plug on that, but other people says it doesn't. So far, I haven't seen any issues, so it's just not connected. Just a worthless piece of junk hanging onto my bike. The guy online said that when you remove the evap canister, it can have some effect on the way it runs and the way it starts. He says the ECU can learn as you go on your next few rides. I honestly haven't noticed much of a difference, so I was hoping it would get rid of that one sound I'm experiencing, which it didn't, but still a mystery to figure out. Not a big deal though. But I'm super stoked about these tires. Let's hope they last a long time. Shinko, convert me. Anyways, until next time.